Yeah, so if you think of like four quadrants, there's different parts of our life that require different things. And the first one on the upper left being sort of things that are really interesting and exciting to you, but maybe less important per se, is sort of like your recreational things. And I think when I speak to at least a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, and I know that is many, if not most of your listeners, there's nothing in this space. And that's dangerous. That means there's stuff that's always on your mind that is like life or death seemingly. And so there's nothing to take a break with. And for me, it's largely fishing, gardening, things outside of the house. I have one or two things in there max at a time. When you start to see people with too many of those, it's like, okay, well, we're also not focused here either. So having something in your sort of recreational inspiration spot for something that might be quote unquote less life or death, but more exciting. We need that in our lives, and it's really important to take that space. I have a friend of mine who had burnt out because of business. I mean, he literally was hospitalized because he had low something as a result of just all the stress he was doing. I can't remember exactly, but he had put himself in the hospital.
Too much cortisol.
And then when he got out, he's like, you know what? I need to take some breaks, and I need something to just
release.
Pay attention to that's not my business. And it became bonsai trees. Like he became like an old man instantly when he started doing that. But it's given him some space and breathing room so that when he comes back into the business or the other parts of his life that matter, that are important, he's just refreshed. And I think that's really key. The sort of less important and less exciting stuff I like to call junk sparks, because we get excited about them for a hot minute and it pulls us away from our other responsibilities. This is sort of the lower left quadrant, if you want to call it that. And I call them junk sparks. They give us a moment of interest and then pull us away from the other things that are important. And where I find many, at least my students who are starting their businesses and careers, this is the one that's filled out the most. They started this project, but it's only half done. And they started this project that never got off the ground. And there's like 5 or 6 different things in there. And it's like, there's no way that you can have focus if you are also allowing all of these other things to come in. It's also where you can get most of your time back. Let's say no to these things so that we can recommit to the things that we've said yes to. Now, your passion pursuits, which are the things that are really important and really exciting to you, that's kind of where you want to live. And having one of those things at a time, and not just saying one and done only, but one at a time as you create them or have them in your life, that's kind of the magical formula. And this is a thing that is exciting, but also challenging, but something that you would continue to do and get up for anyway, and something that lights you up, your passion pursuits. And then you have, of course, the things that you need to do that you just hate, but you have to do them anyway. It's important to recognize those as well, the sort of mandatory things in that matrix that, okay, you just have to be aware that they're there, and, you have to do what you have to do sometimes. But having some sort of balance for you in the life that you want to live is really important. So the first exercise in the book is to kind of do an audit on yourself on where are you spending most of your time? Where is your interest? And so you can start to immediately get some time back and start to refocus that effort into where it can get you the most results.
When it comes to passion pursuits, how does somebody acknowledge this is a true passion pursuit versus just a really exciting idea in the moment that doesn't actually lead anywhere long-term?
Yeah, the first step is to actually participate in it and just kind of see what happens. It's easy to just go, okay, well, I have a bunch of these ideas. You want to give yourself what I like to call like little micro experiments or tiny experiments, as another author, Anne Lecouf, would say. If you're like, okay, this could be a passion pursuit, but how do I know? Well, have it become a thing that's important to you and something that you think about all the time for a period of time, like 30 days or 60 days. So you can actually inject it into your normal life and see if it becomes something that you want to continue to get up for even after that. And for a lot of times you get past those 30 days and you're like, oh, okay, I did it. I participated, and I went to the pickleball tournament every single weekend, and I was just like, you know what, like, it was fun, and now I'm going to reallocate this because it's not really something that I think is going to become a passion of mine that I want to like put more effort into. But you gave it a shot. And I think that's the other important lesson here is let's like remove the guesswork with a lot of this stuff. Let's actually try these things, contain those interests in a container of time so that you can actually test whether or not it's something you want to keep moving forward with. And a lot of times it's based on a feeling you have as well. The unquantifiable thing that tells your gut, then you start to get like butterflies related to this thing sometimes. Sometimes it is that thing. And this is where getting involved with other people in these spaces can really start to bring out whether or not this is something you want to continue with, because it's not just about the action or the thing you're doing, but it's who you're doing it with. And that's why surrounding yourself with partners and collaborators and peers within those spaces can be key to helping you understand whether or not you want to stay there or not, and also can find inspiration and motivation and even information from other people who are doing that with you.